Today, we are breaking down the recent visits of the UK and France envoy to Mr. Peter Obi and what this could mean to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as it is. Welcome back, guys. The recent visits by top diplomats from the UK and France to Mr. Peter Obi is generating reactions. The 2027 election is drawing close and a lot is happening, so we have to talk about this so we can have an insight on what is going on truly. Now, on the surface, this looks like just normal visits where diplomats can, just visit their political allies in order to discuss one or few things. But this is actually different from what it is. Because if you take a good or close look, you would get to understand that Peter Obi is not even in government. He's just a political aspirant of a political party. So he's not in government recently that will warrant such visits from France or the United Kingdom. Peter Obi is just an influential figure, and is well loved by the youths. So that is just what we know him for as of now, because he has been pulling massive crowds recently. The question is, why are foreign envoys paying Peter Obi such attention and visit? In global politics, when such figures, such diplomats pay an open visit to an opposition leader, then they are making their options open as to who they support and their intention to what they want to observe or want to achieve. This also signals that Peter Obi is seen internationally as a relevant political figure, and it sends a subtle message as to where the force may come from come 2027 election. For the current administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, these kind of developments can raise concerns because there is no major political party that will have their opposition being visited by envoys like these types that will not get worried. The APC as a party may not be afraid, but they may be worried internally because their major opposition force is known and recognized globally. In any political atmosphere, when international actors engage your strongest opposition or rival, it signals so many things, and one of it is that it shows the opposition is still credible. That's one. It also shows that the political atmosphere is competitive and the next election is still open for everyone. At this point, the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, does not have to avoid or ignore the influence of Peter Obi come 2027 because Peter Obi comes with a lot of power and influence on the youths. Now, let's discuss the impact of all these scenarios, all these pictures in the 2027 general election, how it may affect anybody. First, this boosts Peter Obi's image because he has been recognized globally. That's one. Secondly, it energizes young Nigerians who have seen Peter Obi as their number one figure and number one trust to run for the office of the presidency. Thirdly, it puts pressure on the ruling party, making them to perform actively in order to gain the trust of young Nigerians, or they will be voted out massively. Because in 2027, Nigerians will not vote based on promises, but they will vote based on performance. And this performance is what Mr. Peter Obi is always clamoring for. And people know him to be a trustworthy person because he can always deliver like he has done before. On the other hand of the governing party, if insecurity, hardship, and high price and cost of things keep going up, then they will have a setback in the next election. And the opposition will gain serious ground to win the election. So what we are seeing is not just a diplomatic visit. It's part of a political chess game being played. Mr. Peter Obi remains a big political figure, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu remains the man in power, but 2027 is pregnant and already taking shape gradually through the political visits and diplomatic visits and calculations ongoing. What do you think, guys? Is this just political diplomacy or a ground fight as to what will happen in 2027? Is this strategy? Let's discuss, guys. Kindly drop your comments, give us a like, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Thank you, guys.